Hi guys, this is Ida. I wanted to share with you a tag that I made for my box. My box is all finished, so I'm going to show you what I put in it, but I wanted to share this tag with you guys. I've got a new phone thing, holding my phone, and I really can't see inside or what's going on, but I think this is pretty good. Anyway, this is the tag that I made, and it's the paper line that I use is by Prima. It's Saint-Tropez. And I was in this kit club that you would monthly, they would send you I think it was every 3 months or something like that. They would send you a kit. But this paper was in it in one of the kits that I ordered. So I just wanted to share the tag that I made, being that the box that I made was a sea theme or ocean or nautical, whatever you want to call it. The paper from Saint-Tropez by Prima was perfect for this. So I made the tag, and all this is, it says, "Meet me by the ocean." And this is one of the cut aparts from the paper. And this back one back here, the wood over here, that's also in that paper line. And then this is another little piece, this postcard looking thing for paper by it was also in the cut apart, so I cut that out and put that there. And this anchor, even this little metal charm, is also from that collection. And all I did was put a little ring on it, split ring on it, and a little hook, so to make it into the charm. So because Mig makes a chunky charms, she'll be able to unclip this from here and add it anywhere she wants. So that's what I did with this. And I added some flowers here. And these flowers right here, look at how pretty they are. I didn't add them to my box because by the time we bought these flowers, I already had a lot of things going on in the box, so I didn't do it. But these are from by Recollections, and I'll show you what they look like. Right here, I got them at Michael's yesterday, so these were perfect for the box, but I had too much going on in the box already, so I didn't add them there. And I love it because of the marine colors in here, because under the sea it's very vibrant under the ocean, and these are very vibrant, so I really like these colors. Love the oranges, I mean the pinks and blues and colors in there. But anyway, I added them to the tag. I was able to add them here to the tag, these two, and then one right here in the corner. And then I added some sand right here. And this is the sand that you buy in jars, like at AC Moore or Hobby Lobby or anywhere where they sell craft supplies. I don't remember where I bought this one. I think I got it at AC Moore, but I just added some the Beacon 3-in-1 glue, and I sprinkled the sand in there, and I kind of pressed it down to make sure it adhered well. And then here are some of those little rocks that I did in my other altered box, like to mimic sea glass. So that I added those there in these little teeny tiny shells. Here's some more of those little chips. And then there's some more over here with a couple more shells. And that's all I did to the tag. And then I backed this cut apart. I backed it on black because this paper has a lot of black going through it. So I thought it would look good, and it does. It makes it stand out to really separate it from the back paper and this front one. So that's all I did to the front. And then in the back, I added another piece of the paper line, and this is the actual edge. And but I like the fact that it had two different, if you can see, two different prints here. And even though it's got this black writing going through it, I think it still looks good. I like it. So I'm going to leave it as is. And then this is the stamp that I got, from that naughty place a while back. And it's, "May your joys be as deep as the ocean." And then, of course, I'm going to write my personal message here on the box. And then I'm going to show you what I put inside the box. But this is the tag, guys. I think it ended up really nice. A good, and it fits perfect with the box. So I'm going to show you the goodies I put in the box. And I did add a little bit more to the box, but not much. But I'll show you what that is. I added, see these little pieces of coral? That's all I added. These little 3 pieces of coral, the resin. And my daughter painted them for me in that Prima paint that I used on my other box. And she did it in the blues and the pinks. And I really love the way it looks, and it matches with the box. And then she did seal it for me. She went outside and with the clear coat sealed it for me. And what happened when she did that, the glass bubbles right here in the glass vial had like, they looked foggy, you know, they were cloudy. And all what I did to remove that is I just put acetone, which is for the nails. It's 100% pure acetone. I put that on a little napkin and I rubbed over them and it removed that haze. So that, you know, we were able to correct that. So I'm going to show you what I put inside the box. My space keeps getting smaller and smaller. Now inside the lid, this is another piece of that paper that's on the tag. And you can see the bump here because this box does, this is that box, guys, that from the Dollar Tree that has that bump in the middle, the bigger box. Well, I added the paper line here and I wasn't able to adhere it down the middle because it's kind of curved in and it's got some pieces of plastic that kind of stick out, that are raised. So I wasn't able to, you know, go do a smooth curve into that curve or anything. I would have had to cut those pieces out and I didn't want to damage the box. But I was able to glue it here and on these little lines right here. So it's fine. It's not going to come off. But look at how pretty it looks because you could see the painting that I did on the back. On the top of the lid, you could see splotches of black and some of the white gesso, and I didn't like the way that looked. It didn't look finished, and I had two options, either to paint the lid on the inside or add the paper. And because I was making a tag and I remembered that I had this paper, I really like the way this paper looks in here. So there's a close-up. And what I wanted to say to you guys about this box, and I didn't when I did my other video, this here, see the hump? Here's that hump that's in those boxes, and this starfish was actually curved, so it fit perfect right over that bump. And I'll show you which box I'm talking about because I have another one right here. So let me grab that real quick to show you that it is, you know, which box it is if anybody's curious as to which box it is. It's this box from the Dollar Tree. It's the one that has the hump. There's the side profile. The one that has the hump. And these little plastic things are what wouldn't allow me to just run the paper and curve it over and go over because it had these little dividers here. I would have had to cut that out and I didn't want to damage the box itself, the lid. So I left it alone. But it's that's all it is, this little Dollar Tree box. Let me move this out of the way. And the starfish, because of the way it was curved, it fit right over that hump perfectly. Like I had smaller starfish that I could have used, but I didn't because they were kind of flat and it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't have adhered as well as this one that kind of hugs that bump. So I'm going to show you the goodies that I put in here, and I'm not going to take everything out completely. I think I'm in view, but I'm just going to grab like a handful of whatever I can dig out of here. Like I added some beads to here, just different types of beads that she can make charms with. And then I had this in my stash, and I had it for a while. It was still new in the package. See, it still has that little wire that they're adhered, the way they're attached to those little cardboards. Anyway, this one is a nautical one. It's got a shell in it and it's got a little starfish, another shell. And this, when you take this off, these little pieces, when you open it, when you do that, this actually opens up and you can add more or take away, whatever you want to do. So I just put this in as is, and then she can alter it. And it's got like little blue beads in it. Looks like little bicones, a couple of shells, the starfish. That way she can alter this, and it's got some gems around here. So I added that. And here is that chain that I used on my charm, one of my charms. These little dainty crystal metal chains. So my daughter picked up some for me, and I put them in here. That way she can add these to her chunky charm. And I just kind of bent it, folded it over, and fits right in this slot. So I added that. And then I added a couple of these rings that I picked up yesterday. I think I got these at Michael's, guys, because these are the ones I really like. So I picked these two colors up, and there's only like 3 in a package. So I gave her one of each. And then I had some other ones I had bought before that came with these rings in a different tone of gold, and I added those there. And then right here in this one, I added these, let me see if I can dig these out. These are actually right here. Yeah. So these are actually plastic buttons, guys. I found these in the button department at Michael's, and they're way back there where the yarn and all that is, and it's a big package, and I think it's like $7. But look at how beautiful this heart is with all the gears, and it's a button, but you know, it looks so much like metal that I thought this would be great, you know, to adhere to a box or to alter anything. And all these were in there, the different clocks and gears. I love gears and all that. So I added that in there. And then I've had this charm for quite a while. This is a metal piece. It looks like a lacy heart. I added that in there. Another Tim Holtz little metal medallion that says breathe. I've had this for a while, this little lighthouse with the pearl dangle on it. So I added this so she could use on her chunky charms. And because my last name is Martinez, I had bought this M charm a while back at Hobby Lobby, and I never did anything with it. How appropriate is this? You know, it's crazy. So anyway, I added the M because her name does start with an M. That way she can add it to a charm, or she can add it to a chain and just wear it as a necklace, a pendant, you know. So I added there that. And then my daughter made me these resin pieces. And here's the mermaid tail. And she painted it with those colors from Prima, sprinkled some glitter, and then she did seal it so the glitter wouldn't rub off. And I added one of these little teeny tiny eye hooks to it and turned it into a charm that she can add, because when we were to a chunky charm, because when we were in this last swap, the Swapper's Delight, Ginger Pana made a chunky charm, and at the end of her charm was a mermaid tail. Hers was smaller. This one's larger than that one, but it's still small enough that it looks, you know, you can use it on that. I love the one Ginger made, so I didn't want to part with that just yet, so I held on to it, but I did have my daughter make this. And then the same mold that she had this little seahorse. Now, if I had had these before, my box would have been a little bit lighter, more of a shabby chic. And then here's an octopus. So I added that in there. And then here's a starfish. Here's some seaweed. And then here's a shell. And then this is another mold that I have, and I didn't paint it. I left it as is, but this is coral as well. So these are all resin pieces, and just to show her what she, you know, what she can do with them, that they can be painted and they can be sealed, and you can add glitter, you can make them into charms. So I put that one in there for her. And then I added on this compartment over here, I'm not going to take these out, but I added stick pins and some eye hooks and jump rings and just little doodads to make this little metal findings to make charms and all that. On this other side, I added, it's got another metal piece, and let me take it out. So I added this metal piece that I've had for a while, and I added a couple of these little bottles, and I had bought these blue ones a while back, and I love this dark blue because you don't find them very often. So I only bought one pack, and it only had 4 in it, but you know, I was okay with parting with one of those. I had never used them yet, so I went ahead and included these glass little jar bottles for her. And then on this end, you guys remember the chunky charm that I made, and I put an M because of my last name, and it's an ocean themed, so it's nautical, and it's got the M on there, and this is that resin that you use with those lights. What are they called? I don't remember. The UV lights. And this is that UV resin, and we added the little anchor and all of this. And there's actually a video on this one, so, you know, you can watch that if you want. But that's what I added inside. Here's the little piece of that chain that I added, that I was talking about that's back here, and then some of the beads that I added. So I added this charm for her, and that's all I did to the box, guys. And I hope that she likes it. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it and everything, but I'm gonna hang this tag from it, and just like I said, write my little sentiment here. And I'm done with this box, guys. I hope this inspires you. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, just ask and I'll answer them. I try to answer everyone that, asks me a question. And I am going to do videos on the other things that you guys have requested, but I'm just kind of in the middle of a couple of swaps and then this here and, with my regular work that I do. So I'm a little tied up, but they will come soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Everyone have a good day and God bless. Bye. Come on.